Hi, Montrapreneurs. I feel I can say that to you now because this is our fourth installment of video series, getting ready for Activate Your Montrapreneur Mindset and Bliss Your Business from the Inside Out. I'm Alexandra Kavanaugh here with my beautiful partner,
Whitney Freya.
Awesome. And so we really hope that everything that we've been sharing with you has been beneficial, and we know it is for us, and we would love to hear from you how it's working out for you. And today's exercise and talk is no different. It's actually really, really crucial and important to the aspect of business in a way that I think you're going to be able to relate to more than before. And that is being in alignment with your highest purpose and your highest vision by being present. And that's really well, it's so easy. I can just be present, sure. But really, how often are you truly present? It's like all of us are trying to cram like this much life into like this much time, right? Doesn't everyone feel like time is like speeding up and moving faster? And how can we manage Facebook and talk on the phone and get our sales done and manage our kids and handle what we're doing? And oh yeah, let's throw a video series together while we're doing it, right? So really, it's no wonder that we just step outside the body and we don't actually stay present. But the juicy goodness of you creating is in that now moment. And that's what we're going to talk about today, and how you can actually be in awareness of that so that you can stay centered. Because an example might be that you could be talking to somebody on the phone and you're kind of doing something on the computer over here, and then somebody will say something to you. Well, you might just default react to that person or that situation or even what they're presenting to you without even really knowing what you did. Then this person gets offended. Now your relationship is strained, right? But if you're actually present and listening to somebody in that space, and it is a challenge to do that, but again, all these tools are there to invite you to practice. Then what happens is that consciousness activates and it allows the information to come in so that you can quickly and easily reveal something or share something that will now make everything so much easier. I hope that makes sense. Did that, Whitney? I don't know.
It did. And so tying this back to the last video where we talked about right left brain, your left brain is physiologically responsible for the past and the future. Your right brain is completely present. So when you engage your right hemisphere, you are completely present. Now, how do you engage your right hemisphere? Well, there are all different ways to do that, and that's been my whole life's work, is using art making, simple creative activity to bring yourself present. But here's an even easier way to do it, is the more senses you engage, the more present you become. Remember, your left brain is the administrator. It's looking at numbers and words, and it speaks the verbal and written language. Your right hemisphere speaks through everything else. So if you can engage your sense of smell, your sense of sight, your sense of touch, when you can really tune into your entire environment, that's why, people recommend connecting to your breath to become present. It's like noticing this thing that is going on all the time that's right here with you. Noticing how the temperature of the room that you're in feels against your skin. Noticing what you smell. Looking outside and looking at the sunlight in a tree. Looking at a picture that you really enjoy. Any of those things are going to expand your awareness and connect you to the present moment. And in that present moment is where you can access infinite potential. Deepak Chopra talks about the field of infinite possibilities. That's where we want to be as entrepreneurs and business owners, more than we are, right?
Right.
Because if you're in the past or the future, you're in a place of judgment. You're in a place of, well, this happened this way, or I'm afraid of this happening this way. And you can't create change in any of those arenas. You have to bring yourself present. What can I do right now? And this is such an amazing tool. If you ever, tell me, any of you entrepreneurs or business owners ever feel overwhelmed? So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's the past or the future that's bombarding you. And so becoming present puts you in a space of what can I do right now? And that leads to action, and that will change everything about what you're thinking and what you're doing. So that kind of alignment, you think of yourself as Oh, here's a good example. For any of you who've ever gone like river rafting or canoeing, right? And you picture the river and the rocks in the river and the sides of the river and the curves of the river. If you're going to make it downstream the smoothest, you want to be where? In the middle.
Yeah.
If you're over on the edges, you're going to be bumping into things and running aground. And that's what being in the past or the future is like. It's like getting into your raft in the morning, to start your business day and bumping along the edges of the river instead of moving out to the middle and aligning with the flow. And that's what we're talking about. That's what being in the present feels like.
Absolutely. And another indicator of that is like the constant chatter. Like, how about you're sitting at your desk and you're looking on your computer and all these things and you're doing a lot, but your brain is like also being like, oh, and I got to pick somebody up, and what am I going to do tonight, and how am I going to do this, right? Being in awareness of that and snapping into your reality, coming back to your heart center, right? And all you have to do is the breath. All you, like she was talking about, all you have to do is take a deep breath into your heart, connect, and do kind of like a look around, right? I have this friend, he's so awesome. It's from the Luke and the Lovingtons. It's a band, and every time he goes up to perform, he does this thing called the 360 degrees, and I just love it. He puts his arms up like this, and he literally like turns around 360 degrees at the stage or the venue or where we're at, and he has you look at everybody. He has you look at each part of your life, right, in that moment, because we're missing that. And that's exactly what we're talking about. And you could do that in yourself. You would say you're in your chair. You could just like swing around, take a good look at everything that's around, drop back in, and now you can do it. And it's, once you practice this enough, it's actually like a huge relief, because now you don't have to be in this space of future worry, thinking all that planning. Now I have to think in the past, like, oh, what did I say? And what did my boss say? And how did I react to this vendor or whatever? All of that needs to go away. The only thing that matters is the present, because then that's when the awareness drops in, like Whitney was talking about.
Yeah, so picture needing to figure out an answer to a
Yes.
problem, or being in a business meeting, right? And
Yes.
like, okay, we're here to accomplish these things. And I had a particular business meeting recently to kind of plan this future part of my business. And the meeting felt like it was going all over the place. And we started bringing in topics that we had not intended on talking about, but because we are all conscious and aware, we're like, okay, we're going. We don't know where this is headed, but we are going to go with the flow. And what ended up happening was this crazy synergy between this seemingly unrelated topic and organizing the different like pillars of my business, because I've had all these all these different things going on, and it was the unifying force that brought it all together. And we never could have planned that, right?
Right.
And if we had judged it and cut it off, then we would have missed out on that insight. So this
Or
piece.
if you weren't there, like if you weren't listening, right? If you were, oh, this is like out of touch, and now I'm thinking about something else, right? Which could have happened, then you could have completely missed it. But by being in the present, you had that gift, right? There's some quote about that.
Right. Okay. So yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
The present. So can I take a moment and do a little exercise for everybody, Whitney, that will maybe help them to connect?
That would be awesome.
Okay, so what I want you guys to do is close your eyes for a second. This is real quick, and when you're done with this, you can actually do this at any time to kind of bring you back to who you really are. So connect to all the cells in your body, and on the count of 3, I want you to expand or blow up those cells larger than the state that you live in. 1, 2, 3. Now, take those same cells and expand out larger than the United States, or if you live in Europe, expand out larger than Europe, or whatever country that you live in, expand out. Now go expand out larger than the earth, and now expand out larger than the sun. Now expand out larger than the universe to the far corners of the universe. Keep going another gazillion, bazillion miles. And it is in this space that you are connecting to the infinite being that you truly are. Now open your eyes. And how easy is it to be present right now? For you, Whitney, I'm curious.
Yeah, that was almost like when I opened my eyes, it was almost like, you know, like a,
Right,
I was there. I was there.
right.
That's glorious. I love
Yes.
that.
And I've
It
actually
feels,
done that.
it feels totally different. And that, you know, that is not a traditional way of thinking or doing, right? You don't add that to your list. They're like, oh, do that expand beyond the galaxy exercise. But this is what we're talking about. This is the time and the space that we're moving into, and we're so excited to share with you these things and put them into action, because the more of us that do, the more that are going to get to do it as well. So thank
Absolutely. And I had a person who was called me on the phone once, and she was doing a festival, and she wanted Aqua Mantra water to be at the festival. And she was kind of spinning. She was like, and then, and this, and then, right? She was like, and she was stressing on the phone. And I did this exercise with her on the phone. I said, can we just take a moment and just do this so that we can kind of, have this conversation? And afterwards, she said to me, thank you. Thank you so much, because she was now able to step outside of all of this stuff, right? And now we were able to have this really congruent, amazing conversation that lasted 5 minutes, got to the point where we needed to be. We both ended and felt really good, and we were now able to move forward. So I invite you to use this exercise at any time, as well as dropping it into your heart, because it's really about allowing you to access that information. And that's where the glory and the magic lives, is in that present moment.
That's right. Thank you, Alex, for that. And we are so excited to connect with you all and activate your Mantrapreneur mindset and bliss your business from the inside out. We will see you soon.